Okay, so I'm going to show you how to tie the KJ jig. It's a jig pattern from Carew. It's a little bit like the threaded jig in that it has the GB floss rib up it, but it's tied in a bit more of a sort of shrimpy or caddisy style. Very effective fly, nice and easy to tie. Show you how to do it. So, in the vise, it's a size 14 fully milled jig false hook, and then for the bead I've got a 3.8mm, sorry, it's a 3.3mm fully milled slotted copper bead. So just to fix the bead in place, I'm actually just going to use super glue on this, so we try and keep the bulk down a little bit. So I just apply a little bit of the fully milled super glue up on the where the hook shank is cranked, and then we push the bead up into the glue. Once you feel it's stuck, you can attach your thread. So I'm just using black 8/0 thread. So just attach your tying thread and remove the waste piece, and then I'm just going to tie in the rib. So the rib is GB number 4. So just catch that in. I just folded it around my thread and then just catched it in. So the shell back of this fly is Mirage tinsel in a medium. So just get myself a little small piece of this here. Okay. So just catch that in. So I like to pull the rib to one side and then hold the Mirage tinsel straight, and then we just wind this down the shank and slightly around the bend. Taking it around the bend just gives it that slight shrimpy, caddisy look. So for the body of this fly, you can either use squirrel or a nice buggy hare's ear mix. So this here is a nice buggy hare's ear mix. So we just dub this onto the thread, quite nice and fine. Try not to dub it too tight, so you get some nice spiky fibres sticking out. Okay, I think that should do it. So then wind that up the hook shank. Okay, try and keep the body nice and slim. And this is definitely one of those flies that the more you use it, it gets a bit more straggly. Looks really, really shrimpy. Works very well. So just take that shell back up over the top. Make sure it's straight. Tie it in with a couple of turns. Fold the tag end back, and then we can just remove that tag end. So the rib, we just want to twist the two fibres up. Then we take the super glue and apply that to the GB floss. Just helps the floss keep its colour, so it won't sort of dull down when it gets wet. Then we just rib that shell back in nice open turns with the GB floss. Okay. Right, there we go. Okay, just tie that off and remove the waste. So now I've got a partridge feather. It's a brown partridge feather. So you just want to remove the tip, brush forwards a few fibres, a few too many, so you get a little V just like that. Hold that over the top and just fold it around. Okay, just gives it a nice couple of little legs on either side. If you then just cut that little waste piece off, you've got some more for another fly there. So we've got our legs on, we've got our body on. All we need to do is just apply the thorax. Thorax is just a sort of a peacock sort of coloured eye stub. Just make sure it's nice and sparse. That should be fine. Just wind that on. And just lastly, just apply a touch of super glue to your thread and then whip finish. Okay, so that is your KJ jig.